This is Matthew Perosi with the Jewelry Website Advisory Group. It is a beautifully sunny day in Nice, France, as I tour around the city, look at the different attractions, kind of mingle in with the tour groups as they walk by. I am taking time to stop and answer some questions that have come in through my Facebook page and through my business fan page from jewelers around the world, and specifically on topics of online marketing, how to build reputation, search engine optimization, and aspects like that. Now this question I have here, this next question comes in from Laura Garofalo from Arezzo, Italy. Laura produces silver jewelry in Arezzo, Italy, where they have a long-standing tradition of producing silver and gold jewelry in particular style. She wants to know how she could sell their products at a reasonable price and not have to be competitive with other jewelry producers that undercut their prices. All right, this might take a little bit of explanation, but let's try to go through this. Laura, as I travel around Europe, I have certainly seen some pretty different things between the United States and Europe that I have discovered firsthand. For example, history in the United States is minuscule compared to every town here in Europe. In the States, we are proud if a building can stand for more than 100 years. Whereas you guys around here and buildings around me are structures that have been surviving for 1,000 years. So the history we have back at home is nothing compared to the history that you have here. Now, every little town that I have toured through in my travels through France has shown me something unique. Something which was unique to the history, unique to the style, and I believe, if I'm understanding you correctly, Laura, that your website shows some amazing work that you guys have done with jewelry. But I looked at it, I tried to search around a little bit, and I haven't really found much about your company. So what I'm going to suggest is that you start building some online branding. That branding would have to be to target the U.S. market, since you actually did ask about targeting the U.S. market. So the branding you're going to be doing has to be in English. Your website right now is in Italian. What I also suggest is you set up a series of websites that will tell the story of Arezzo. There has to be generations of history and craftsmanship in your tradition, so that has to be brought online. It needs to be recorded, it needs to be presented. Get yourself some new photos of the work that is being done now. Get yourself some videos of the work that is being done now. Dig up some old photos, post them online. Town maps, compare old working conditions to new working conditions. What is the training that your craftsmen have to go through, or the apprenticeship that they have to go through in order to learn the trade in the craft that you have in Arezzo? Post videos on Facebook, post videos on YouTube, share any photos on a sharing site that will allow you to use for business purposes. Now, if your company name is not strong enough, then you need to build your brand based on your craftsmanship. Now, what you could also do is publicize tours, that if people who purchase the jewelry or are interested in seeing a tour of your facility, you could advertise, hey, if you're in this area of Italy, please stop on by and we'll give you a tour of our facility. Now, I can tell you also firsthand that travelers from the States are interested in going to unique tours that no one else can get to. Perhaps if this is an exclusive tour only to people who purchase the jewelry, that can be offered. It could also be part of your branding statement. You are trying to create a buzz online. This is going to take a lot of work, and what I've just described is simply your first step. Now, once you have that established, or at least you begin establishing that, what you then need to do is provide marketing materials to the jewelers or the retailers who may be buying your product, and that marketing material also needs to explain the full history of the line, as well as referencing places online that the individual jeweler can look at. So you're educating the retailer on the value of the tradition of the craftsmanship of the line. And you tell them simply, well, if you don't believe it, go look us up on the internet. We're on the internet, or the history is on the internet. Doesn't that necessarily mean you're telling them that you put it there, but it's still there. All right, now let's get to the consumer point of view. invite consumers, now through this marketing material that you have to provide the retailers, invite consumers to look up your information online. You can invite consumers to search for information even from their cell phones, assuming you put together a Moby website. As long as you've established all that visibility online as I initially described, then as they do searches, they will find you. And the more buzz or the more information that can be found about you, then the better off it's going to be to sell your product, because you've built an online reputation, you've built an online branding. Now, this won't be immediate growth, but because the branding does take a long time, and it does take, and it's just also just one type of reputation management. Now, one final thought that I have is, remember that a jewelry purchase is actually an emotion, or sometimes fashion related, and you need to create emotion and buzz around the tradition that is unique to Arezzo, Italy. So Laura, I hope that helps. Keep in touch. Let me know how it goes. If you need help with it, give my organization a call, the Jeweler Website Advisory Group. And if you want to find out more information about the Jeweler Website Advisory Group, go to our website, which is jwag.biz. That's jwag.biz. I'm Matthew Perosi. I'll see you next time.